Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my genetics cat, Hard Enamel pin. This pin is part of my More Cats Doing Science collection. The More Cats Doing Science pin collection features more than 35 designs of cats doing science and science-adjacent activities. Now let's get into the design. This pin design is a really good example of me underestimating how challenging something is going to be. I did a cute little sketch in my notebook and pen, and it's just a kitty standing there with a little double helix, and I was just like, oh, I've got this one in the bag. This one's going to be easy. Genetics cat with a double helix. Next, move on. No, that's not the case. That's not what happened. You see, the double helix structure of DNA is complicated to illustrate. I mean, it's complicated if you want to do it the right way. I don't know the right way. If you want to do it the way I did it, it's complicated. I wanted the structure to look three-dimensional, and having two things spiraling around each other in 3 dimension is challenging to execute. Then on top of that, you're having to execute the ladder-like structure connecting those two spirals, and do all this maybe not in perspective, but in a way that is reasonably convincing. My first efforts at doing this looked fine, but they looked flat, and having it flat made it feel like the cat was there with an illustration, not with like a scaled up model. And what I really wanted was for it to feel like the cat was interacting with something 3D, not like the cat was interacting with a 2D illustration. So that began my my series of frustrating attempts at trying to figure out how to illustrate this double helix in a way that was also in the same 3-dimensional space that the kitties are in, which in and of itself is a warped space. If you've watched some of my other videos, you've probably heard me gripe and complain about how I didn't set proper perspective in the book that is in every single one of these science cat pins. So they all have an eyeballed perspective, not a calculated perspective, which makes it really challenging because you can't just draw the vanishing point lines and make things work the way mathematically they should. You have to eyeball everything else and just keep noodling at it until it feels right, because on that very first science cat pin, I did not use proper perspective on the book. So let that be a lesson to me. If I ever plan on doing a series of 50 plus pins and there's an element of it that's going to be the same in every single one of them, make sure that it is in proper perspective. I did eventually arrive at a double helix illustration that I enjoyed and I thought worked well, but I really wanted the cat to still be interacting with it in some way, and so I started giving him the pieces of the colored rods that I have representing the ATCG elements of DNA. And then I kind of thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if it was like broken DNA and he's like trying to fix it? Or maybe he was the one that broke it. I don't know. Somebody had commented that he is repairing it and like the kitty is like a little enzyme. He's like a really tiny enzyme kitty fixing the DNA. And I don't know. That just made me smile. I find that to be a really cute and humorous concept. Anyway, if you've enjoyed watching me struggle to illustrate this particular pin design, or hearing me just, talk about some things I was thinking about while working on it, please go ahead, like and subscribe. I try to release 1 to 2 new videos a week, and I would love to have you along for the next one. So thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day.